Achterin, daarna kom ik bij jou, Willem.
Yeah, hi Peter. Question in English, if that's okay. You've just mentioned the name of Kai Havertz. Obviously, you had him under your wing at Bayer Leverkusen. Did you back then think that he might be, playing against you for a fee of 70 million in the Champions League a couple of years later? Did you see him sort of go on that trajectory?
Let me try to repeat your question.
So I'll rephrase it.
Okay.
So back when you were in Germany, you had Kai Havertz under your wing. Did you back then see the talent that he had, and did you think that he would make it to Arsenal in the Champions League?
You don't need to be a scientist in football that this was a big talent, absolutely. And the only thing is that he is really a modest guy. Can he succeed in a different country, in a top club? But he did. In Chelsea, he scored that really important goal in the Champions League final, and now he's a starting member in Arsenal, and he's an outstanding player.
Yeah. You've now drawn against Arsenal in the Champions League. You've advanced to the next round. Feyenoord did okay in Europe. AZ did okay in Europe. Do you think the gap is closing from the Eredivisie to the Premier League in terms of quality?
No, I think that will be really difficult in terms of money. They have they are so far away from us that they can buy our best players we had today next season. So I think it's only getting worse.
Okay. Final question. You're the only team in Europe with a 100% winning record in the league. So congratulations on that. Your opponents, Arsenal, famously went unbeaten in the season with the Invincibles 20 years ago. Do you think you might be able to emulate that in the Eredivisie and go unbeaten all season long?
It is a dream, but it's really difficult. And so far it's going outstanding, but to keep up for a whole season is something incredible. I believe that only the people who lived it back then can tell you how hard it is. So let's see. But next week is the most important for us. This is how we see it.
Quick question in English. Just on Kai, one of the issues in England we've sort of found is we don't really know where his best sort of position is. I just wondered where you thought that was and how you thought he fared in this role that Arsenal have got him on, that sort of left midfield position.
Well, when I go to Leverkusen, he played as a right winger, but I saw him as an offensive midfield player. So I put him in a system more or less with one holding midfielder and two offensive midfield players. Brands was the other one, and he played outstanding there. But in the end, I put him as a number 9. Rudi Völler didn't agree with me, but I think he can play there also, and that is what he did in Chelsea. And now he's playing more again as an offensive midfield player. He can those positions, but he also can play from the side. Is where he can play. That means that he's really an intelligent player. He's technically almost perfect for such a tall player. He can score goals. So he is more than only for one position, exactly. But I believe where he's playing now, maybe is his best position.
You spoke about Premier League money. In the summer, there was a lot of interest in Bakayoko, I know, with Brentford. Is that something you're concerned about with January?
I think after today, the interest will be more. Every game this guy plays, he gets more expensive. If he continue like this, it's unbelievable. Only 20. So he is already a top player, and he only can become better and better.